Michael, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Hey boys and girls, the TCS network brings to you the Charity Strike. And now, here are the boys that put the big D back into douchebag, Trigger Mike, and Rebound.
Oh, yeah. We also put the big D in something else.
Tight
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know her. Sounds like a wrestler. Welcome in the show, everybody. It's the Charity Strike, but we're hoping when you get done, it becomes the Charity Stroke.
Why not?
Oh, that's still old. Anyways, before we get on with everything else, I wanted to mention this is episode 199, which, if you can do the math, the next episode is episode 200. We're going to do it next Saturday, July 26th, 7 p.m. LA time. That's West Coast Pacific Daylight Time. It's going to be live from my backyard, where we'll be having a fantastic birthday barbecue bash for none other than me, because I throw birthday parties for myself.
That's right.
That's how narcissistic I am.
And you cook and supply some of the beer.
That's true. I do the cooking and I provide beer, so I guess that cuts down a little bit of narcissism.
Yeah.
But most importantly, as always, we'll be web blasting live.
I thought you said most importantly, and that's what you wanted from me.
No,
right there.
that's what I don't want.
Oh, okay.
Most importantly, we'll be web blasting or broad blasting live 7 o'clock on that Saturday, 7 o'clock LA time, of course. And we hope that you'll join us. It'll be superb.
That's true.
Yes.
Special guests, maybe.
We're trying.
Lots of friends will be over, so maybe we'll get people you don't know on the air. That's always awesome.
Maybe we can get Ranger Mike back on.
Yeah.
So.
And he'll be inebriated by that point, right?
Bam.
Bam.
Bam. But speaking of joining us, we are once again being joined by Phil from gruntpunch.com. Phil, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good, guys. How are you?
Not too shabby. Before we move on to talk about NBA free agency, which is really what's going on right now, we got to talk about, the most important of NBA free agencies, LeBron 2014.
My whole point with LeBron James is that he just needs to be quiet.
I think LeBron's a dork.
I joined that fan club.
Oh, yeah.
So at first people were saying like, oh, the Heat didn't know he was going to go to the Cavs until he announced it. Well, apparently that was wrong. But the Cavs didn't know he's going to go to the Cavs until he announced it. Yeah, they read the article just like everyone else did. And the official contract that was signed was 2 years, $42.1 million, with the second year being a player option. And then hopefully for whoever, he'll be re-signing before they make a whole new big TV deal before the 16-17 season. And that'll, restructure things and make cap moves and blah, 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 blah.
What was that?
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Anything that I don't know, since I'm not a local in the LeBron situation?
You're not?
Well, it's amazing to me how, the LeBron saga has ended, but he's still number one in the headlines for some reason. He's still making news.
Thank God it's ended.
It's amazing to me. But, yeah, the contract is the next big thing everyone's talking about. People out here in Ohio were kind of freaking out when they saw a 2-year deal at first, but then, it's kind of explained, well, that's when the new NBA TV deal is going to be coming out and potential rise in team salary cap, so he could be making more money. It's just a smart business decision.
He's all about the business at this point.
Yeah, and it's actually a really smart move. I don't have any problem with him doing it. I think it's a really good move on his part.
Yeah, and I don't see him after a year leaving Cleveland again after this whole big decision that he just made.
Would be really funny.
It was just so shocking to Cleveland fans at first when you read the SI letter and he's talking about how he wants to spend his entire career or finish his career here in Cleveland and going on and on about how he loves Northeast Ohio. And then we see he signs a 2-year deal with a option to get out after 1 year. And we're like, what?
I was cracking up.
Yeah, it was a little odd at first, but yeah, I think he's definitely here to stay. It's just a business decision. And, the Cavs have been bringing in guys just like he wanted. They brought in James Jones and Mike Miller so far. So I
they
think
just need Ray Allen. They've got so many 3-point shooters. All the wingmen are going to get their dunks in.
And if they throw in Shane Battier, you can just call him Heat 2.0.
It's true. But Heat 2.0 with unretired knees of Dwayne Wade.
Right, and we don't have a gay dinosaur playing power forward.
I like to call him the alien. Now, what do you think about getting Kevin Love to come to the team?
Well, I'm actually one of the few in the camp that don't want Kevin Love.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. It is crazy. I actually wrote an article on gruntpunch.com if anybody wants to check it out. I kind of explained my point.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody, Philip hates Love. That's the headline.
But yeah, I wrote an article explaining my viewpoint. I kind of broke down. I created this evaluation chart, which was just pretty much numbers I pulled out of my ass. I assigned a value. I graded all these players on a scale and assigned them a value and averaged it out and showed how bringing in Kevin Love does make the starting lineup better. But overall, your depth of your team goes down. And the roster is pretty much as good as it's going to get right now as is. Any trade they make, whether it's for Kevin Love or there've been a little bit of inklings of Roy Hibbert, Indiana possibly trying to deal him, and Cleveland kind of talking there. But any trade they make, they'd have to give up so many of their young pieces to where they would be sacrificing depth for a guy who would essentially be a third scoring option and a max contract, which would you would lose all your flexibility, all your cap flexibility. If you have 3 max contracts like that, say Kevin Love comes to Cleveland and it doesn't work out, he turns out to be like Chris Bosh was in Miami, which wasn't necessarily bad, but if you're paying him a max contract, you want to get more than 15 points a night from him and 8 rebounds for whatever he was getting down there.
I think the only fear with Love, I think he'd be great no matter what, but the only fear is, will he stay healthy? He's definitely going to perform better than Bosh, but will he stay healthy? Because he's a better type of player to be with LeBron James. He can stand back at the 3-point line, or he can go inside and get those rebounds. He's that type of guy.
He's definitely, and Chris Bosh has kind of turned into that 3-point corner shooter down there in Miami.
But not deadly like Love. Love is deadly.
Love is a better outside shooter, but it's not necessarily the injuries that worry me. I've always been wary, and if you look back in history, it kind of proves my point. These guys that put up big numbers on crap teams like Chris Bosh did in Toronto, they're the only option. Kevin Love took like 1,400 shots last year, and he was 4th in the league in scoring points per game, but he was 42nd in the league in shooting percentage, and which was actually below Tristan Thompson, the Cavs' current power forward. So I don't know I'm sure his shooting percentage would go up in Cleveland because he wouldn't be forced to take so many shots. He would be taking better shots, but still he would essentially, some would argue he'd be the second option in front of Kyrie Irving. But I think the Cavs are kind of committed to Kyrie as the future of the program and building around him. And after LeBron, that's becoming his team. So I see Kyrie as the second option and Love as the third. You really want to give a guy a max contract to be a third scoring option if you don't even know how it's going to work out.
And Kyrie Irving, someone else we don't know if they can stay healthy or not.
That's true. But, yeah, I mean, and aside from that, you're also, to get Love, you'd be giving up Andrew Wiggins, which is the big debate in Cleveland right now is Minnesota said they're not trading Love unless they get Wiggins. Cleveland says Wiggins is untouchable, and that's where they're standing right now. Obviously, every day that goes by, Kevin Love's trade value decreases because everyone knows Minnesota has to get rid of him. But it's whether or not the Cavs are going to give up Wiggins or if they're going to try and wait it out and hope that another team doesn't jump in the mix ahead of them. So it's kind of a chess game right now.
Yeah, and like I said, I commented on your article. I said, personally, I think I would take the chance with Love because I know what I'm getting with him. I already know he's a top 10 player. And I think his ability to rebound is what proves that his shooting percentage last year was maybe inflated due to the fact that they sucked. But also, I do understand where you're coming from with the whole salary cap issue because you got, 3 guys on rookie contracts that are ready to go now, players, and then you got Kyrie Irving who's in a contract that locks him up for another 5 years, and then LeBron's definitely going to be there long term. So I think either way, like I told you, it's a good problem to have is whether you take Love or not.
It is a good problem to have. Being an Ohio sports fan, I've seen it all too often where we go through the growing pains with these guys when they're young, and then we trade them off and they thrive other places because we're not willing to give them another year or two. And I think Deion Waiters is ready to step up. He averaged like 15 points a game last year and really came on towards the end of the season. Tristan Thompson is a proven solid power forward. I think he would play great alongside LeBron James. And Anthony Bennett and Andrew Wiggins, I don't know how many of your listeners out there have been following Summer League basketball.
They've looked great.
But they are looking awesome. And I have a hard time sacrificing all that young depth for one guy when you're not sure how he's going to play with LeBron and Kyrie. I mean, I know he is a proven player, I would say. He's definitely a max player, but it's too big of a risk. The risk reward doesn't weigh out for me.
Makes sense. Before we move on, I have to let you know, out here on the West Coast, when you have a team that gets a lot of great prospects and then trades them off because they can't afford that, we just call that pulling the Chargers. That's all they ever do. But anyways.
I have been following the Summer League because TJ Warren for the Phoenix Suns, who I wasn't sure about when they drafted him.
Shut up.
He's looked fantastic, so I've been happy.
Suns. There is other free agents to talk about in the world of basketball. Let's talk about
basketball. You love basketball, then say yeah. Yeah. I love basketball. You love basketball, then say yeah.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about Bosh and Wade. Bosh resigns max deal in Miami, 5 years, $118 million. That's insane to me.
He's going to make the most money there, though. Insane for Miami, though, right?
That's what I mean. Insane for Miami.
Yeah, I don't see Bosh as a max player. I don't know what he's done to earn that type of contract. He's a great number 2 guy, phenomenal number 3 guy.
I think Miami had to pay him it, right? They had to keep him there since LeBron left.
I don't know. I think they would have had a better shot dumping him, letting him go to Houston, and giving Dwayne Wade a 2-year deal and trying to free up every move they made should have been to allocate enough cap space in 2016, which is the next big free agent class with Chris Paul and I don't know who else. There's a bunch of guys coming out. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I wouldn't have given Bosh that deal at all.
To me, it's fucking insane. He's so not worth it. And now you've got Bosh for 5 years, and they kept D Wade for at least 2 years, $31.1 million over those 2 years.
Way too much money.
We don't even know if the guy's going to string together 2 games in a row this season.
$31 million is a lot for a broken down Dwayne Wade, but just think he was going to be guaranteed $42 million before he opted out. So I wonder, they say they're playing it on Twitter and social media, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, like they're still great friends and there's no ill will. But if I were Dwayne Wade, I'd be pretty pissed off at LeBron that I opted out to get you to come back. You left, and now I'm out $11 million. I know they make a lot of money, but dude, $11 million is $11 million.
Yeah, but knowing LeBron James, he probably told him, look, don't make any decisions on me because I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know about that because they got together and they had meetings about this.
They had a dinner.
Yeah, multiple, though. They did it multiple
dinners.
times. So hopefully LeBron was like, hey, buddy, if you opt out, you may not see me next season.
That or Pat Riley said, can we do an opt-out, see what we can do to restructure all 3 of your deals?
And I guess if LeBron doesn't show up, see who else we can pick up to build around.
Just nobody.
Right.
I don't think LeBron would have told him to opt out and take less money so he could get his max deal or anything like that. I think that would have probably came out if he did.
Yeah, and he's a pretty honest person from what every time he's spoken. It's pretty honest.
Yeah, LeBron is an honest guy from all accounts, but yeah, I think after that meeting, it was kind of a decision between Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh to say, hey, let's opt out, take less money to try and lure LeBron back because obviously he's doesn't have his mind made up, so we need to do something here to try and lure him back.
And that whole taking less money thing worked out really well for Chris Bosh.
Yeah, and Danny Granger.
Yeah.
Well, and now they've added Luol Deng. Dang, 2 years, $20 million. That's
a good player. I love Luol.
I like Deng. I was surprised when Chicago got rid of him. But
I think the Deng signing will keep Miami relevant like next year.
Yeah, they'll be a 5 or 6 seed next year because of it.
Yeah, it was starting to look like when LeBron left and Bosh had that deal on the table, it was really starting to look like Miami was going to be in the running for the number 1 overall pick next year. But getting Bosh back and signing Luol Deng, as weak as the Eastern Conference is, I'm sure they'll make the playoffs next year.
Oh, you didn't hear the Lakers got number 1 locked up next year. Don't worry about it.
How's that work? I saw the NBA after all this Cavs drama, getting all these number 1 overall picks. They're trying to rework the lottery system.
Yeah, we will get to that momentarily. We got a whole bunch on that. Speaking of Chicago, Pau Gasol off to Chicago. No more Lakers for him. And then Chicago, in return, used their amnesty clause on Carlos Boozer. Hey, Lakers, Carlos Boozer's available, and he gets a few rebounds.
And he can play well.
Yeah.
Boo. Boozer. I don't like him.
I don't like him either. Oh, yeah, he left Cleveland before LeBron left Cleveland. That's right.
That's right. I was like, why don't you like Boozer? I like Boozer. He was on my fantasy team. He did good for me.
Yeah, Boozer's a solid guy. I mean, he's an above-average player. I don't know what Lakers would be able to sign him for. What was his contract in Chicago, like $15 million or something?
It's 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there, mid-teens. And I think they could probably pick him up for 9 or 10 in L.A.
Oh yeah, I think that would be above market value. I mean, Boozer's really lost a lot of his game. I mean, he's slowed down quite a bit, and he's been banged up. He's still got ability to knock down shots and grab some rebounds, but I don't see him playing a full season, and he's definitely not the player he once was.
And the Lakers love old people, so it'd be great.
Yeah, he just didn't stay in the same type of shape that he should. I mean, when he was in Utah, you would think playing in the same city that Karl Malone played, and that guy was chiseled to shit, you think you'd get your shit together and be a great power forward, but Boozer never did it.
It's a darn shame.
Yeah, no surprise Chicago amnestied him. I think everybody saw that one coming.
Hey, they got Gasol. Why not?
Yeah, and maybe, since they actually have a good coach, they'll know what to do with Gasol.
Oh, definitely. Thibodeau's badass.
Just a thought. But speaking of Lakers, Nick Young re-signs the Lakers after opting out. 4 years, $21.5 million. Jordan Hill also sticks around 2 years, $18 million.
Well, Nick Young looked at the roster. He's like, I could be the leading scorer of this team this year if Kobe can't play. So I'm sticking in L.A.
Yeah, and if they get another Mike D'Antoni in there to overplay Kobe and have him be injured, then it's a great possibility.
If they ever hire a coach, who knows at this point?
I know. They're the only team in the league right now to not have a head coach.
Let's draft first. Let's do free agency where we get nothing. Then we'll bring a coach in.
It makes sense to me.
Guys, if Nick Young is your leading scorer this year and you don't get the number one pick, it will be a tragedy.
We should have had the number one pick last year, but of course Cleveland fucking robbed us again.
Magic, man. It's that LeBron James magic.
Yeah, right. It's bullshit. What else is going on? Lance Stevenson, the ear blower himself, is off to the Hornets. He didn't want to take the 5-year deal that the Pacers were going to pay him that would average about 8.8 per year. So he wanted the big term deal. He went to the Hornets for 3 years, $27 million, which is $9 a year.
All I can say is if the Hornets do not make the playoffs, the Hornets don't make the playoffs this year, then someone's got to be fired because they're putting together a solid team.
Didn't they make the playoffs this year?
They did, but they were under 500 playoff team.
Yeah, it was the East Coast.
Okay, true or false? Lance Stevenson will have the balls to blow in Michael Jordan's ear.
True.
You think he'll do it?
I think if someone dares him to, he would.
I think if they were smart, they'd do some like PR thing where they just film him going over and blowing in
a
his
Hanes
ear.
Commercial with Lance Stevenson blowing in Michael Jordan's ear.
And then blowing in his Hanes.
Could be the Jordan brand's next epic commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Hitler's stash and being blown in the ear by Lance Stevenson. My collar don't bacon up. What else is going on? Isaiah Thomas is heading to the Suns. They did a sign and trade with the Kings. He's getting 4 years, $28 million, and the Kings get a $7 million trade exception and the rights to Alex Okoronkwo.
The Suns have to be the smallest team in the league at this point. I mean, they got a couple centers as well, but they got 6 point guards and like 1 or 2 shooting guards at this point.
I don't know. It's your team.
It's ridiculous. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. They have 3 starting point guards. Basically.
They have a lot of talent. All I know is maybe they're just trying to filter out who they need and don't need, and then we'll trade for the rest and get some draft picks next year. Who knows?
Maybe. I was kind of hoping the Lakers might pick up Isaiah Thomas, though. He's not like amazing, but I think he could
in L.A. he'd
do
be
some
amazing.
good in L.A., yeah. Because we got nothing. Well, we have something. Chandler Parsons will join the Mavs after all. The Rockets would not offer would not match the offer of the 3-year, $46 million. Vince Carter, 37-year-old Vince Carter, just signed a 3-year deal with the Grizzlies worth $12.2 million. When is he going to fall apart?
You didn't go with the pun of the grizzled veteran goes to the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already fallen apart years ago. He's like Grant Hill, where in the middle of his career, he fell apart and then slowly built a nice little resume towards the end of his career. Are you there, Phil?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, that was weird. I just looked at my phone and it said call on pause.
Yeah, it said I was on hold.
Sorry about that. I was like, why isn't he saying anything?
Learn how to run your equipment, Greg.
I didn't even touch it. But I was running my other equipment.
We should say something about the Rockets real quick, that Chandler Parsons leaving, Jeremy Lin being shipped off, and then Chris Bosh not signing. They look pretty bad at this point, don't they?
It's a little bleak.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they look bad.
Well, in terms of what they could have looked like had they gotten everything they wanted.
it was looking pretty optimistic. If it would have worked out timing wise to where LeBron left, they signed Bosch, and then matched the offer sheet on Parsons. I mean, they could have. The Western Conference is tough. I'm not saying they would have made it to the finals, but they would have had a really good shot.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So like I said, Carter still around for 3 more years. And Paul Pierce, speaking of old people, to the Wizards. 2-year deal, $11 million. Him and Carter just need to ride off into the sunset already.
Holding hands?
Holding hands.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pierce hasn't hung it up yet, but he's the type of player that, I mean, he kind of can play a long time because he's not overly athletic, but he's a strong player that kind of creates his own shot. He's really creative and innovative with the ball. So
yeah,
he's a type of guy, you know, he can play a long time. So
and Paul Pierce is really good at faking injuries and then running back out to the court.
That's true.
And he's like you're saying, he's a very sneaky scorer, especially in the playoffs. If the Wizards make it to the playoffs, they need a veteran presence like that. It's a good move for the Wizards, I think.
He's definitely a guy. I mean, I really hate Paul Pierce, but I can respect the talent level, and he is a guy I would not mind having on my team if you're trying to make a surge late in the playoffs. I mean, he's a good guy to have coming off the bench at this stage in his career.
I guess he's got that veteran presence. I'm still not a fan of him. One thing we forgot to mention to you, Phil, and really to everybody, is that tonight, as we record the show, it's the night of the ESPYs. Well, we didn't want our fans to be, left alone, felt outdone by.
Yeah, they don't like those regular old age ESPY awards.
No, we're gonna have a new age ESPY awards. It's the TCSPs.
That's right.
And it's time for our first award of the night.
Okay. Welcome to the first annual TCSP.
This is the part where you sing.
Here it is.
Not really.
Greg Jones with your first award.
Our first ESPY of the night, everybody, is going to biggest free agent move in the NBA. Our people up for the award?
Nominees?
Thank you. LeBron James. Carmelo Anthony. And Vince Carter. And the winner is the envelope. Vince Carter wins. Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Vince. We reached out to his people for comments, and they told us to fuck off.
Only the TCSPs would give that to Vince Carter.
Well, he deserves it. Yeah, he's a pro. Anyways, back to basketball. Speaking of Carmelo, his deal that he just signed with the Knicks, you all right over there, Mike?
That was funny.
That's what happens when you drink. Carmelo's deal with New York is apparently worth 5 years, $124 million. Now, here's the thing. He is such a giver. He took $5 million less than the max because he wanted to free up some cap space. So basically $1 million a year.
For the veteran minimum.
What a giver.
Basically.
What a fucking giver. Nice guy.
Generous guy.
I know, right? He's going to sacrifice $5 million over his... What he could have gotten was $129.
And with that money saved, they could have signed Vince Carter.
Who is our reigning biggest free agent move winner of the year. So.
Look, for that kind of money, $1 million a year like that, they can get Adam Morrison to be on their bench. That guy, as a bench player, 2 world championships, man. That's gold.
Hey, John Sally has 6.
Hey, get him out of retirement, right?
That's what I'm saying. The Lakers, we kind of hinted toward this. The Lakers have gotten Jeremy Lin in a trade with the Rockets. They got Jeremy Lin and a future first-round pick, which is very important for the Lakers right about now.
That's true.
Because they're kind of giving theirs up. And then exchange, I think we got the good end of this deal for the most part. They sent over the rights to some out-of-country player, Sergei Lishchuk.
I don't know, man. European players are great.
The only downside of this is the Lakers have to pay the last year of Lin's contract, which is $15 million.
They've got the space. It's okay.
Yeah, but Jeremy Lin is way overpaid at $15 million. I don't know.
Did you see Chinatown? It was popping this past weekend. Lin came to town. Chinatown was filled up.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Cherub was there, and he took a picture, and the streets were lined up.
Oh.
I don't know if it was Lin or there's a party, but...
I mean, look, the Lakers could use a decent point guard. And Jeremy Lin is a decent point guard, but he's not a $15 million point guard.
And if Steve Nash is there just to teach people, I mean, why not? Why not
Steve
learn from the
Nash
best?
Needs to hold hands with Vince Carter and Paul Pierce as they walk off that cliff.
When Lin signed in Houston, it was right after he had that huge surge in New York.
Linsanity.
And it was before Houston or Howard, so I mean, it was kind of a desperation move for Houston. They were trying to get something going. And after having Yao Ming there for so many years, they kind of had the Asian following. So,
Hurrah.
I think they, obviously they overpaid for Jeremy Lin, but, now Lakers are in kind of the same situation, not nearly as desperate, but it's sort of a desperation move for them. They need to bring in somebody that's going to give them some type of jersey sales and, buy.
Oh, I'd say the Lakers are desperate.
Yeah.
They're really desperate.
Yeah, they couldn't land Luol Deng. They couldn't land any of these. They needed a name of any sort at all to be on their team. That's not Jordan Hill. That's a great name, but they needed another name on their team.
So they went Jeremy Lin. Speaking of the Rockets, though, they did pick up Trevor Ariza this week in a 3-team trade with the Pelicans and with Washington. Trevor Ariza only being the name worth mentioned, and that's barely worth mention in that trade.
Back to Houston. For Trevor Ariza.
Back to Houston. The Knicks have cut Lamar Odom. Phil Jackson said he was just not able to meet the standards.
So for Lamar Odom, what's worse, being cut by the Knicks or marrying Khloe Kardashian?
Oof, that's rough. That should have been in TCS before.
Yeah, he's at rock bottom. He's done both at this point. Simultaneously, it's happening.
That is pretty bad.
Marrying Chloe is definitely worse.
Chewbacca? Yeah. That means fuck me. The Team USA roster was announced. In August, they'll go to Spain. They'll do the whole Basketball World Cup thing. Here's who we have. We got
Hola.
Kevin. Huh?
Hola. Spain, right?
Como estes. We've got Kevin Durant, Kevin Love, James Harden, Anthony Davis, Derrick Rose, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, Blake Griffin, Paul George, Damian Lillard, Gordon Hayward, DeMarcus Cousins, Bradley Beal, Andre Drummond, Kenneth Faried, and Kyle Korver, who still looks like a 12-year-old. No matter how much
couldn't
facial
they get
hair.
any better players?
Say what?
Couldn't they get any better players?
Yeah, kind of scraping the bottom there towards the end, weren't they?
Yeah.
You have a whole league to choose from.
They need guys that are obvious to cut. That's why they're like, yeah, here's the cutters right here.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess so. It's like we couldn't pick up Kobe and then tell him to go back home, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done. Yeah, because they have 19 and they'll go down to 12 eventually after a couple of cuts. So. Adam Silver says he cannot guarantee. Oh wait, hold on. What am I doing? I need to apologize to Mike. We have a brand new.
Yeah, I spent like 10 minutes on this shit last night, man. Come on.
Brand new intro for Don Sterling.
Leave tactics alone. Leave those tactics alone. He's racist. Donald's racist. Sterling's racist. Yes, he's racist.
I like to thank the
I'm not
Beatles
a
for the
racist.
harmonies.
Yeah. The shows are just getting worse. Anyways, he cannot guarantee that Donald Sterling will be out of the league before the season starts, and I quite frankly don't think he will be. There's too much litigation tied up in
Yeah,
this.
he's holding it up.
Yeah, he really
Can't make up his mind. That's why.
Guy knows how to lawyer.
Say what?
The guy knows how to lawyer.
Oh, yeah, he
That's
lawyers
true.
up, man. It's ridiculous. Now, something that you hinted towards earlier was this whole draft lottery, restructuring and whatever else. So the league's competition committee, well, first of all, they talked about doing a tournament in the middle of the season.
What?
Kind of like soccer. They said there's only one thing to win in basketball, and that's the championship, where soccer has many tournaments to win. That's dumb. And then they also talked about changing the lottery system. It says the league's proposal gives at least the 4 worst teams the same chance to win the number 1 pick. Approximately an identical 11% shot for each club. The odds decline slowly from there, with the team in the next spot holding a 10% chance. Lottery team with the best record will have a 2% chance of leaping to the number 1 pick, up from the minuscule 0.5% that it had under the current system. The proposal also calls for the drawing of the first 6 picks via the ping pong ball lottery, sources say. The current lottery system actually involves the drawing of only the top 3 selections. The rest of the lottery goes in order of record from worst to best after the top 3 drawing is over. Excuse me. I don't know. It definitely needs reformed. I'd maybe even get rid of it, except then you might have people just purposely throwing games.
All the time. But I mean, it works in football, so I don't know.
That's true, it does.
It definitely does need reform, but I don't see how this makes it any better. I mean, is there that big a difference from 11% to 10% to 9%? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess essentially you've got almost 50% chance that the top or one of the worst 4 teams will get it, but I don't know. I don't think this is the answer. They need a completely different system altogether.
Yeah, not a minor tweak, but a complete rebuilding of the system, I think, is what's called for at this point.
Well, what they need to do is you have teams tanking so hard. The league should be competition driven, and teams should always want to win no matter how sucky they are. And if you designed it to where the best team that missed the playoffs had the highest chance, teams would try a whole hell of a lot harder to win games.
That's probably true. I wish they would.
You got teams like Toronto or whoever last couple of years with
Sacramento Kings every year.
Lakers.
Yeah, with Colangelo. Brian Colangelo was up there and admitted that they were tanking games.
Yeah.
Late in the 2000 or around 2008 range. So, I mean, you gotta stop teams from doing that because it kills the sport. Fans don't want to watch that. They don't want to buy tickets to go to games to watch their team tank to try to get a draft pick. You need teams competing every single night. I think that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, you got to be like the Lakers and do it the natural way. Just really suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, before we move on to a little bit of hockey news, we got to hit some more awards. Here
it is, the second award.
Thank you, announcer guy. For the second award, we will be awarding the biggest fall from grace.
Ah, yes.
Yes, the biggest fall from grace. And tonight's nominees for the biggest fall from grace, we have the Lakers, the Ravens, A-Rod, the whole country of Brazil, and the Miami Heat. And the winner is the Lakers.
Oh, surprising.
Oh, very surprising, yes.
You guys are so prejudiced against World Cup. It should have been Brazil.
They should they should be happy we didn't choose Brazil. This is the one time we didn't choose soccer as the worst thing in whatever category we're talking about.
True.
One and only time. All right, let's move on. Let's do a little hockey. Phil actually has some fantasy for you hockey people out there. Let's hit a little music.
Yeah, I want to drive the Zamboni.
All right, before you get to your fantasy numbers that I'll know nothing about, just want to say that last week we talked about Sid the Kid needing a little surgery on the wrist. Apparently that's not the case anymore. He's going to rehab it and do it the old-fashioned way with steroids and cocaine.
And masturbation.
He's been forbidden from masturbating.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, so what do you have for the listeners that actually know about hockey in the fantasy realm?
Well, NHL.com just recently released their top 200 fantasy rankings, which they do every year. ESPN does theirs as well.
There's something you'll never find in my history.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to do mine on gruntpunch.com. I probably won't do all 200. I'll probably just stick to 100. But there are some pretty surprising movements. I know probably everyone out there listening to this is an avid fantasy hockey player.
Oh, yeah.
But more or less, if you don't play fantasy hockey, which likely most of you don't, it just kind of gives you an idea if you like hockey, but don't quite know what's going around the league. Kind of lets you know, you look at these rankings and see who is really rising, who's putting up great stats, who's kind of on the decline, because you can see guys rise from year to year. Guys that really jumped up a lot from last year. Number one for me was Nicholas Backstrom from the Washington Capitals. Last year he was ranked 36th. This year ESPN has him ranked number 7, which is a huge jump. But, he was an assist machine for the Capitals last year. He had a really underrated season because Washington ended up missing the playoffs, and Alex Ovechkin kind of had an underwhelming year aside from scoring 50 goals, he was like a negative 40 something plus. So he really didn't have a great year, even though it looked like, if you looked at his goal column, it would look like he would. But Nicholas Backstrom, he, like I said, he's an assist machine. Only Sidney Crosby and Joe Thornton last year had more assists than him. So
he's like the John Stockton of the NHL.
Well, sort of, yeah. He is white.
Aren't they all?
Yeah. But yeah, Nicholas Backstrom jumped up a lot. Another guy that had a great year last year and boosted his fantasy ranking was Joe Pavelski of the San Jose Sharks. He moved up 77 spots. He's ranked at number 15 this year. I would have that a little bit high. I know he had a really good year last year, but it's San Jose, and they they do great all the time, and it doesn't really mean shit. So Joe Pavelski had a great year last year. I really like him. He's a USA guy, plays for USA Hockey. But for those of you who actually do play fantasy hockey, I don't know how many of you there are. He's ranked at 15. I would be a little wary of that if you're drafting. I wouldn't take him until probably the 3rd or 4th round.
Now, I got a question. With Marian Gaborik joining the Kings, we know how great he was in the playoffs. Anze Kopitar kind of took a backseat, more of an assist guy to Gaborik. Where are those two in your fantasy rankings at this point? Did Gaborik move up because of how he fits in LA, and did Kopitar go down just because of sharing the puck with Gaborik?
Kopitar I have moved up. He is right around in the 10 to 15 range. Last year I had Kopitar, I think at like 22 or 25, somewhere in there. But last year was really kind of an eye-opener for me. I've always known that Kopitar was a good player, but, people kind of neglect California hockey a little bit. And honestly, in the playoffs this year, when Penguins got knocked out, Sidney Crosby was gone, you say, who's the best player left in the playoffs? And realistically, it was probably Anze Kopitar. He's just a phenomenal player. He really gets overlooked. I don't know if it's because he's from Slovenia and he's about the only decent Slovenian player in the NHL, or if it's because he plays for a California team and he doesn't have that Canadian media machine backing him up. But
yeah, go Kings.
But yeah, and honestly, he puts that team on his back so many nights, and he does so many things that people don't realize. It's not necessarily just putting up the numbers on the stat sheet, which he does, but it's maintaining possession in the offensive zone, which he's great at, getting the puck deep, distributing to teammates, and just keeping a possession alive. He does a lot of little things that most or average hockey fans don't really recognize.
And his overall hustle. That guy, when you watch him in the playoffs, he's trying to get to the puck every time, trying to keep it in the blue line every time. He's an amazing guy.
He's got a real blue-collar mentality, and that was really evident in the Olympics last year too. When Slovenia, they qualified for the Olympics for the very first time in their country's history. Again, Anze Kopitar was the only NHL player they had on their entire Slovenian Olympic roster, and they ended up advancing to the knockout tournament. So
MVP?
He pretty much single-handedly advanced Slovenia 2 rounds in the tournament and got them into the knockout round. And it was pretty amazing to watch. I was rooting for Slovenia. They were a real underdog, but obviously you're not going to win a gold medal in the Olympics when you have one NHL player on your roster, but it was definitely a sight to see.
I'm sure there's a lot of countries that don't even have one NHL roster or player on their roster. So
yeah, but they don't qualify for the Olympics either.
Oh, that's true. Before we let you go, we have one more award to give out that you'll appreciate.
We all love the number 3.
You're so good at that. I'm glad we have you here to sing my little intros. The best/worst hockey name for the TCS. Our nominees: Anze Kopitar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Teemu Selanne.
Teemu.
And Jaeger. Jaeger.
And who's the winner?
Phil, do you have any say in this?
I got a write-in candidate. Can I put a write-in on the ballot?
You certainly can.
All right. One of the best, worst names in hockey, I've got to say, is Nikita Nikitin.
Oh, that is great.
Like one of those kind of same first name, last name. type of deals.
I hate those assholes. But unfortunately, we're bandwagon Kings fans. So Kopitar's the winner.
I'll take Kopitar.
Yeah, go Kopitar. Woo, yay.
That's rigged.
It really is. It really, really is. We're gonna cut you loose, but first I'm gonna give you a cheap plug. It's gruntpunch.com. Check it out. He writes all kinds of good shit. And like he said, he's gonna write up his own NHL fantasy stuff because NHL.com is for losers.
Yeah, I appreciate the cheap plug, guys. Thanks.
We love cheap plugs. It's the only way we can get them.
Right on, man. It was great being on, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Thanks for joining.
All right, take care.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. Before we go to break, we just have a couple of pieces of business that we have to attend to. And the first, of course, would be voicemail.
What's up, bitches?
You've reached the Charity Strike's private sex line.
So leave your name, number, and breast size. We'll be sure to jerk off to you as quickly as possible.
Later, bitches.
Oh, Daddy Yo's! Haiku Inc. here with his episode 198 haiku. Here it goes. Pop gets more cash while the Lakers lose their ass. Rousey arouses. Oh, Daddy Yo's. Pop may have two meanings in this haiku. Oh, have a great episode 199. Can't wait to listen to you. Episode 200. I hope Jenny's there. She better fucking be there to rebound. Bye.
Working on it.
Oh, really?
We're in contract negotiations,
okay,
trying to
yeah.
pull her in for episode 200.
She did our photos this past weekend, so...
She's not cheap, though.
No, she's not at all.
I really wish she was.
She asked us to slip a finger in her dirty asshole.
I know, which is weird. She doesn't even like butt
she
play.
said she doesn't like ass play, but with us, that's the payment.
I guess so. I don't know who it's worse for, us or her. Clearly
Probably us.
Clearly her. Anyways, let's do Chick of the Day.
Hello, ladies.
Probably should have left Phil on the line for this one. I feel bad now because this is actually his suggestion. Her name is Casey Catanzaro. Casey, Kacy, and the last name Catanzaro.
Catanzaro?
Sure, why not?
All right.
She's on that American Ninja show.
Ooh.
She's also a gymnast.
Ooh, gymnast.
Yeah, there's some pictures of her doing splits.
The gymnast, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, I did the old nude search.
Nothing?
Nothing.
She's still a gymnast. I mean, she wears next to nothing.
Yeah, she wears pretty tight clothing, and she's pretty
her legs
easy on
wide
the
open.
eyes. Yeah, so check her out. She's still hot. No nudies, unfortunately, or not even like a thongy. That's a new thing.
Do we have a fourth TCSP at this point?
Well, I wasn't going to, but now that
I mean, it's only fitting, right?
I mean, we can do one before we go to break. Would you like to do one before we go to
Let's
break?
do one more before.
All right, one more before break.
Before the break, it's number 4. Here we go.
I guess it's only fitting for our fourth TCSB of the night. We do the best chick of the day.
Chick of the year, shall we?
Yes.
But best chick of the day, I understand.
You know what that's what we call it.
Yeah.
The nominees are Liza Andrioli. She's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Laisa.
She did get nude, right? That's one of the ones that got nude. Yeah.
She did. Mallory Edens, who is the Bucks owner's daughter.
Yes, very hot.
Very nice.
Helped pick the lottery. They got the number 1 pick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anna Rawson, golfer, smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Lana from WWE.
Yes.
Rusev's ravishing Russian.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, she is. And Lindsay Duke.
Yeah, Blake Bortles' girl.
Yeah. And the winner goes to Lindsay Duke.
Oh! For the meat puppets?
Yeah. She's just too easy on the eyes. Those titties are fucking amazing.
When her face finally gets to you, you just look down and you're staring at her for another 24 hours straight.
You say that like her face is bad.
No, I'm saying once you finally are tired of looking up at her face, look down, there you go.
I just look all around,
All
bitches.
around.
All right, we are way past due for a break. We'll come back to you, bitches, with some MMA news, a little baseball, a little football, some more TCSPs. As of course, and in the meantime, thecharitystrike.com is where you find us. Facebook.com/The Charity Strike. At The Charity Strike on Twitter. No E at the end. 805-419-3679. That's the number to call. Sex, text. Hey, we'll take titty pictures. Right?
That's right.
Of females, of course.
Absolutely.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Anyways, so keep sending those titty pictures. We get a lot. We'll be back. Now I'm stumbling. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. Visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
You're listening to the Charity Strike. Try and keep those earbuds in their holes.
I got a hole for your earbud.
That's definitely that chick's best delivery of all the deliveries.
Oh.
The less robotic.
That one gets me hard.
She sounds sexy.
That one gets me pretty hard.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, hey guys, welcome back to the Charity Strike.
You always tell me to keep it in the hole until I'm done coming.
Yeah.
That's true.
Then you pull out and squirt on the tits.
Yeah, it gets all over the rim.
As a young 15-year-old Kupchak was told by his uncle, make sure you pull out and fill it up her belly button.
He did not listen.
Not as well. He did as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, but
he waited till his young 20s to not listen
and to neglect his son. Oh yeah,
it's beer 30.
It's party time.
It's fucking party time. You know what other time it is? It's time for more awards to be given out.
5 Pujols West 5. Award number 5.
Pujols West 5?
Yes, where's number 5?
He's like 66 or something.
No, where's number 5?
Pujols?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Welcome once again to the TCS Awards. Woo! I don't know. I'm getting old-timey with that. Our latest award to be handed out is the award for the worst coach of ever.
Of ever?
I've decided to make it ever.
Okay.
Your nominees are Mike Brown and his glasses. Mike D'Antoni. And Mike Woodson.
Whoa.
Lots of mics.
I'm just glad I wasn't lumped in with these mics.
Luckily, you're not a coach.
That's true.
Wait till we get to the worst co-host part of the show. Just kidding. Oh, dear. Luckily, we've got midlife to run.
Yeah, to compete with.
Yeah. Anyways, do you have a guess on who's going to win?
Oh,
coach
God.
Of ever?
I would go with Mike Brown just because he sucked everywhere he's gone that doesn't have LeBron.
Uh-huh.
But knowing you as an LA fan, it's got to be the D.
Right. The big D. As I was the one that put that category together, your winner for tonight's worst coach of ever. Ever, not ever. Mike D'Antoni. He gets a
good job, Mike. You won something. You won something.
I think that might be the first time he ever won.
He won a big one.
Something.
He won a big one.
A big one
tonight.
A big D.
That's where the D went.
Yeah, that's the big D. You know when I opened that
ass,
opened that beer can, it splattered
all over the place.
Yeah. Speaking of splattering, guys, make sure you splatter yourselves on over to Amazon.com.
That was a good one.
That was a good transition. But don't just go straight to Amazon.com. Go to thecharitystrike.com, click on the Amazon banner, or hey, too much work? Gotcha. Amazon.thecharitystrike.com. Here's what it does for you. Same old shit. Same discount, same super awesome savings on Amazon. What it does for us, kicks a couple of pennies our way. And through, I think it's August, while Adam Carolla is doing his patent troll fight, anything we make gets donated back to the patent troll fight.
So we
Fun
can keep
thing.
bringing you free TCS.
That's right.
We don't want to make you pay for this.
No, we don't. And if the Patent Trolls win, we probably will have to make you pay for it.
That's right, because they'll come after us next because we're the second biggest podcast in the world.
Right. First, there's Corolla Digital.
And then us.
And then TCS Network. Thank God Awkward Apocalypse is off the air because that'd cost double.
Whew, we would have been number one.
Yeah. But anyways, bad. Anyways, so donate. But with that, let's get on to more sports news. Wow. This guy, Mario Gauthier?
Gauthier? You didn't have to jump me up.
Speaking of someone we used to know. He scores, he's some little jabroni no one's ever heard of, scores a winning goal for Germany.
Jabroni that we've never heard of, that's for sure.
That's what really counts. Scores that winning goal for Germany, and they go on to win the World Cup. The most important thing about that is that there's no more World Cup.
That's right. They ended it.
Yay!
They didn't let it get to a second overtime or shootout points. Luckily, he ended it in the first OT.
They were hoping for shootout. Argentina was.
You know, I kind of
said they got shut out.
I kind of like the whole shootout thing, like because of the U.S. women's soccer in the Olympics a few years ago. See if someone would take their shirt off, but it's men, so I don't care at this point.
You know, I got to meet Brandy Chastain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did she take her shirt off? And she's like, "This is my thing!"
Yeah, sadly, she did not. I was hoping she would.
Oh, okay. She doesn't really have many titties anyways.
No, only 2.
Yeah. Sorry, any. I ran the M with the A.
You really did. But with that, I think it's time for, I don't know, another award of the night for the ESPY Awards.
Here is 6. You put a 9 after it, you get my favorite position.
Thank you for that. Award apparently number 6. I've lost count. Number 6 goes to the best don't give a fuck of the year.
Oh, very appropriate timing.
Right?
Yeah.
See how I worked that in there?
I don't know how this works, but you're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, thank you. The nominees, the World Cup.
No.
Manny Pacquiao wins the WBO title. And that no-legged little fuck Oscar Pistorius is going to trial for killing some really hot bitch.
Yeah.
And the winner?
Who's the winner?
The winner is the World Cup, everybody!
Oh, they won one. All right. Whew, they finally got recognized on the TCS for something.
Yeah.
For sucking ass.
I'd say other than sucking ass, but that's what we just recognized them for.
Fill out my Twitter feed, you goddamn assholes.
They really, oh, God, that's all I got. Luckily, the one good thing about the World Cup is just every post I did on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, I hashtag soccer, hashtag World Cup.
And the TCS, we don't give a fuck, or we hate
soccer's for pussies.
Yeah, soccer's
even
for pussies.
Even though it was all derogatory things towards soccer, it got a ton of likes from soccer fans.
That's right.
Because they just saw, they just saw the hashtag. We're like, oh yeah, hashtag soccer. We fucking love this shit. So everything I posted, hashtag soccer, hashtag football, hashtag World Cup, and they fucking liked it because they're all idiots.
In our study of the dumbest fans of any sport in the world, soccer, it's been recognized.
Study just now submitted.
They don't look at what the hashtag is represented by. They just click on it.
Yes, they're
click
dumb.
like or love in Instagram. Click the heart.
Whatever the thing is.
So stupid.
Yes. Anyways, anything I should be hitting right now?
Hit my music.
Yeah. Body's ready, my heart's on fire. We're gonna push it over the wire.
Right now, the free card is going on, UFN 45.
Oh, that's why Midlife's not here.
Yeah, he's watching the
It's free.
The UFC free fight card. Anything free, and he's done with the show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The main event tonight is going to be Jim Miller versus Don Cerrone. I believe it's going on right now. I don't want to check to see who's winning that fight because I want to see that on my own at my house tonight.
What kind of reporter are you?
Well, the kind that wants to see it before he talks about it.
Dick.
But the co-headline of the night was Edson Barboza versus Evan Dunham. Supposed to be a slaughter knocker. Apparently, Edson Barboza ended that fight at 3:06 of round 1 due to a nasty body shot that doubled up Evan Dunham, and then he finished him from there. Evan Dunham, usually a very durable guy. I guess once you get hit in the liver, though, you can't really stop yourself from getting knocked out. So
Pussy.
he's done skis. Also on that card, Rick Story won via submission over Leonard Mafra. And was there any other car fights that mattered? Nope. Moving on. As reported last week, Jose Aldo was forced to cancel his fight with Chad Mendes that was supposed to go down at UFC 176 here in L.A. Fight we might have gone to had we been able to afford it.
Possibly.
Jose Aldo then came out like in a defensive mode because people were like, yeah, he pulls out of fights a lot. And he tried to like start accusing Chad Mendes of taking steroids because Mendes is he's a beefy dude. Not just in the pants area, in the chest area, too.
Oh, wow.
But he's been wrestling his whole life. He's just built strong.
So in the ears area as well.
Yeah, his ears are lumpy like cancer. So he came out and said, I think Chad Mendes might be doing steroids. And Chad Mendes did not like that. He posted a bunch of pictures of him growing up, state world champion as like a 9-year-old, and then another picture of him as a teenager with fucking abs better than most grown men and muscles already.
Not as good as ours.
So if he's been doing PED, he's been doing it since he was a child, apparently. So he's just showing that he's always had these muscles. And he came out with a tweet that said, supplement these nuts, Junior.
Nice.
Jose Aldo Jr. While you're home resting that neck, I'm out busting my ass at the stadium.
And his nuts.
No, yeah, that's right. No substitute for hard work. Kiss that belt goodbye. # new champ.
Champ's here.
The new Chael Sonnen is apparently Chad Mendes, guys.
He should have done # Champ's here. That would have been good.
That's right. Champ is here.
Champ is here.
I'm glad he came out and said that. And then he also, today I read something where he said, you know what? I think Jose Aldo's on shit because why would he all of a sudden get defensive and say I have it? He's like, I want random drug testing for our fight if that's the case. Then.
Nice.
So he just won up Jose Aldo.
Calling him out.
He also said it's kind of convenient that Jose Aldo dropped out of the fight right when these random drug tests started happening. He's like, coincidence? You tell me.
I think not.
So Jose Aldo, he's a pretty muscular dude too, but he's lean muscle. He's kind of like Anderson Silva, but a little bit beefier.
He's not someone you look at and go, oh, he's definitely juiced up.
Right.
But
so
you never know.
I don't think he does because he's a true champion type of fighter. He's
Champ's here.
He's an Anderson Silva type. Or George St. Pierre. They pride themselves.
Anderson Silva type? What does he bitch out of fights and just
breaks his leg in half?
Breaks his leg,
yeah. So hopefully that'll add some drama to the title fight. UFC needs some stimulation for their pay-per-views. Hopefully this is a good one since
I could use a little stimulation.
Apparently their 125-pound championship fight, which is a good fight, maybe only got 100,000 pay-per-view buys. It was just a low for a long time for the UFC.
How many?
Like around 100,000.
Wow.
They're not even trying to report. They're not even talking about it.
That's like TNA numbers.
Which sucks because Demetrius Johnson, you've seen him fight.
Yeah, but you can't headline a pay-per-view with featherweights.
Especially since he's been headlining the Fox cards recently, and that was smart because they're free, but
yeah,
big,
that's
important
fine.
Fights, he's been great.
No, I don't want to see some little midget headlining a pay-per-view.
But he's great.
We're going to watch Hornswoggle versus El Torito for fucking WrestleMania pay-per-view?
Apparently, WWE thought that was important for a couple pay-per-views.
And they probably way more than Demetrius Johnson anyway.
Yeah. No, but I do like seeing Bo Dallas run that bastard over.
Oh, God.
What a character, Bo Dallas.
He must be doing a great job as a heel because I can't stand him.
Right. No, he's fantastic. Yeah. The whole facial features, everything. He's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Speaking of stimulation.
Want a Gina Carano update?
Yeah.
You're not going to be very happy about this.
She's not taking her clothes off?
I wish. That would be boing, 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 boing.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pop, pop right there.
Pop, pop.
But apparently she's not going to be fighting anytime soon. I guess she's locked into some movies, and, you know, if she loses to Ronda Rousey, which she would easily get her ass handed to her. It'll lower her box office appeal. She may get injured in a way that keeps her from filming a movie, or her face might become deformed at some point.
Those two should just get naked and roll around.
I would pay a pay-per-view price to watch that.
Yeah, that could headline a pay-per-view any day.
I'd pay $100 to watch that.
Oh, easy.
Easy, and I'd let you come over and watch it for free.
We just jerk off on the couch.
Charity, Greg, come on over. I'm paying. You're like,
I'll bring the lube and the Kleenex.
Thanks, Mike. I don't know why you're higher pitched than me, but it's my fantasy. That's why.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, so she won't be
Let's do it.
She won't be in the UFC anytime soon to fight Ronda Rousey. And then finally, you didn't put this on the rundown. I don't know if I forgot to copy and paste it, but UFC UFN 46.
If you looked up, you'd see it on the rundown.
Oh, it's up there. I see.
Yes.
Okay. That's happening this Saturday. It's on Fight Pass, which is the basically the WWE network, but the UFC version. So it's a good card. It's got some great fights. It's got Conor McGregor at 145. He's fighting Diego Brandao, who's trying to move his way up and become a contender at featherweight. It's got Gunnar Nelson, the Icelandic man. He's a great fighter to watch. He's a Machida-style karate guy, but white and from Iceland, and he's fun to watch. I can't say anything more about that guy other than he's fun to watch. He fights Zach Cummings. Ian, Uncle Creepy McCall. He's got the great handlebar mustache going on.
Yeah, he does.
He's fighting. He's one of our favorite fighters. He's fighting Brad Pickett. Should be an amazing fight.
I feel like Uncle Creepy's
all on the UFC network, basically, and I hate
WWE.
it. I want to see every one of these fights, and I'm not going.
So wait, is it free or not free?
No, it's $9.99 a month.
Oh, just like WWE.
Yeah, but and then
hold on. I feel like Uncle Creepy could be related to you. And it's just the way he looks like half your family.
Yeah,
members.
he does kind of. He looks like a Native American version of me.
Yeah, not so much you, but I'm thinking of a certain cousin of yours.
Like, yeah, I know what you're talking.
Yeah, you know where I'm going.
And then finally rounding out the main card, Norman Park, one of the UFC reality show winners. There's been so many. He fights Naoki Kutani.
Who?
Indeed.
We are evil.
Indeed. That is the fighting news. Here is 7. So Mike's gonna announce the winner here.
I'm glad you sang for me.
So the 7th award of the night, we're gonna go with the best, worst PED usage of the year in all sports.
All right.
Number 1, first nominee, Ryan Braun, for finally being caught.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He apologized and maybe redeemed himself. Chael Sonnen, as you all remember,
recently
he did some PEDs, got 3 title shots out of it, and now recently had to retire because he's shamed by his PED usage. A-Rod, that's a story that's been well told over many, many years.
It's a tale as old as time. Sorry, I fucked up my Beauty and the Beast reference.
And then finally, the guy who was suspended 4 games last season, Von Miller for the Denver Broncos, after he tried to do a synthetic piss test. And your winner is
Von Miller.
Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
Anytime that your PED usage automatically gets you to retire from fighting, you're going to be the winner of the best, worst PED usage in history.
Apparently so.
Congratulations, Chael.
Congrats. And speaking of PEDs...
You won some type of championship.
Yeah, finally. You don't have to get blown out by some black guy either. And speaking of PEDs, let's talk a little baseball.
Now, there's lots of teams throughout this land, but I'm proud to be a Cubby fan. Believe me, 84 was just the start. We're going to bring a pennant to this park. Hey, I'm a Cub fan.
He's a Cub fan.
And I'm a Bud man.
He's a Bud man. Ooh,
Holy cow. We'll win the series before we're through.
Well, I realized today, being Wednesday, why I could not get a hold of Midlife yesterday. I tried calling him all day long. He would not answer his fucking phone. I thought, is he working overtime? Is he on the corner? Is he blowing some dude, i.e. Trigger Mike? I could not figure it out.
As long as he's blowing me.
As I was putting the news together today, I realized what he was doing. Prepping for, and then watching, and then, refractory period from Major League Baseball All-Star Game.
The All-Star, his favorite time of the year.
He fucking loves the All-Star Game.
Yes, he does.
Who doesn't?
But you know what he'd really love more is that ballpark in Minnesota.
That's true.
He'd be like counting his clock down 15 minutes. Please come faster.
Yeah, is that what it is? Every 15?
Every 15 minutes you can refill.
But I think you get up to like 40-something ounces every 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot of beer.
Yeah, it's not a minuscule amount.
I mean, it's not a lot for midlife, but it's a lot.
Right. I mean, he may drown of air in that amount of time, but... yeah. See what I did there?
One.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so baseball news. American League beat the National League 5-3, so I guess the Dodgers will be on the road to start off the World Series.
Wasn't the Dodgers' fault.
I'm saying they'll be on the road for the World Series.
Yeah,
though.
they will be.
Yeah.
When they win the World Series, it'll be either probably the 4th game. At least it'll be the sweep at home.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true. Greinke and Kershaw.
Yeah.
Kershaw should have started.
Yeah, what was that about?
I don't know. Wainwright's great. Wainwright and him have similar numbers, but still, it's great.
It's Kershaw.
It's Kershaw.
Yeah.
They both pitched perfect innings. So
yes.
And D. Gordon, Speedy D. Gordon, he scored a run. So the Dodgers did their part. What happened, National League? Will happen.
Can't leave it all on the Dodgers' shoulders.
That's right.
As much as you'd like to.
You know what it was? Trout. That fucking Mike Trout. What a beast.
He is a beast. Oh, that got wet at the end. You're welcome, everyone.
That's like you went to Baja Fresh and you asked for enchilada style.
Yeah,
right there.
get a napkin ready. Sad news, Gene Segura, he's left the Brewers to go back down to the Dominican Republic because his 9-month-old son died. Here's the kind of shitty thing. So apparently, they got the call, not him, but I forget who it was, like his mom, I think it was, got the call while he was prepping for the game. And then the wives of the other players found out.
Yeah, the mom told the wives of the
And then the wives told the players, but the players didn't tell them until after the game was over.
They're like, look, we got to win a game.
Like, they just sat, and then they lost, of course, the Brewers. But they just they sat on that one, and they're like, oh, hey, yeah, we lost, BT Dubs. Kid's dead.
Hey, we lost, and your son died.
Yeah, so he's
Congratulations.
That's kind of shitty of the team. And
yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah. It's not like you're, I don't know, a good team. Say the Dodgers, and you're like, oh, we need this win tonight. We're not going to tell them. It's like, we're the Brewers. We're going to lose either way.
Look, this guy works in a different country than his kid, and he neglected him less than somebody that we used to know.
Wow. Wow. That was pretty good. Babe Ruth, his 1918 Red Sox contract worth $5,000.
Annual $5,000 a
Yeah.
year, huh?
Went up for auction and sold for
Like $4,000? 1,000. Okay.
Yeah, 1.02 million.
What?
Shillings. Dollars.
So sold for more than he made in a year.
It sold for more than he probably made through baseball.
Through his whole career,
I mean, I'm sure he made other monies that made him richer, but
Yeah, the Babe Ruth bar.
yeah, exactly. But I'm sure his baseball money never got up to $1 million. That'd be interesting. I should have looked that up. That'd be interesting to find out
What the inflation is? 5,000 is definitely not a million.
No, not even the inflation. Just
how much he made.
How much he
over
made.
his career.
And then inflation would be interesting too. That's nerdy shit. And A-Rod is now being sued by his own lawyers. He apparently owes them over $380,000 from this whole, thing they're doing.
Should have just went away like Ryan Braun said, I'm sorry. I'm
Right?
sorry. Can't play.
Can't play now?
I'm sorry, bud.
I won't play.
Sorry, bud.
My bad. So
It's a travesty, isn't it?
he's an idiot.
He is. It's the worst thing ever. He could have just let it go away. Like Barry Bonds.
Like Frozen.
Barry Bonds just didn't talk about it.
Right.
He let it go away.
Let it go.
But you look at A-Rod, you look
Let
at
it
Roger
go.
Clemens. None of us believe Roger Clemens. No matter what McNamara lied about. He didn't lie. He's just an asshole friend. We hate
Right.
Roger Clemens. We believe he took steroids. Same thing with A-Rod. Barry Bonds, we don't talk about Barry Bonds anymore.
Nope.
Because he just shut the fuck up.
He just went away.
Yeah, A-Rod, man, he's just too stubborn. It's that ego. I mean, Barry Bonds got one too, but he knows better. He's a black man. They know.
Whoa.
They know that they don't have it the white way, so they shut their mouths.
That's
A-Rod,
Shut your mouth.
That ego is just bigger than anything.
Than my dick.
Yeah.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
Tool time. Now it's time for more awards.
It's 8 if you hate the 8 ball into the pocket before all the other colors, you're done.
I like that you've kept track of these numbers because I sure haven't. Tonight's award for Best Ballpark of the Year.
Oh, very fitting.
Yeah.
I like this one.
This is any outdoor stadium. So we have a little baseball, a little football mixed in there. We have Dodger Stadium.
Oh, Chavez Ravine. All right.
Shithole.
Mm-hmm.
Target Field.
Ooh, Target
Who
Field.
wants to go to Minneapolis?
Right.
Wrigley Field.
Ah, chewing gum. Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Wrigley. That's my dream before they knock it down someday.
You can see the ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Levi Stadium.
Ah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Have you seen it?
It looks really
that
nice.
Cardinal red and
Yeah.
white.
Go
Oh,
go
so
Niners.
gorgeous.
Go Niners. Here's a good one. The Oakland Coliseum.
Of course, because they might tear it down soon.
Hopefully.
Well,
God.
one team wants to tear it down, the other does not.
Well, the A's is like, we'll be there for 10 more years.
yeah.
Mile High Stadium
Oh, yeah.
and Yankee Stadium. The new one.
Very new. It's
Yes.
nice. It's a nice stadium.
Yes.
Who's the winner?
And the winner
It's going to be Levi, right?
of the TCSB Award
'Cause we
for
are
Best
biased, right?
Ballpark of the Year, Target Field.
Oh, beer beats 49ers, guys.
When you have a self-serve beer section, there's no way you can lose.
Midlife had to have hit vote like a million times for Target Field, right?
Yeah, he tweeted and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's first.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He's like, I figured it out for this one, guys.
Yeah, I got this. So that's good. I want some self-service beer. Hey, you guys like self-service? How about some self-service audiobook download?
Yeah, someone else reads you.
Look at that.
Full service
That's
reading.
A fucking transition.
Yeah.
Go to audibletrial.com/charity strike. Just charity strike. What do you get? You get a free audiobook download. I don't know what else you guys could want out of life. Well, maybe a blowjob. But
you can read while getting a blowjob with audible.com.
Totally. You know what my dream come true would be? Watching SportsCenter while getting a blowjob.
I don't blame you.
Or like watching the Niners win a Super Bowl while getting a blowjob.
That would be amazing.
It's unfortunate that my girlfriend
right
loves...
when they hit 0.
Right. Like my girlfriend loves the Niners, so she would never...
That's true.
Give me a blowjob in the middle of the game. But...
Unless it's a blowout.
And then I get a blowout.
Last, 30 seconds that you need to come, she's blowing you to hit that 0 mark.
Thank you for being generous.
Right.
Yes. Anyways, audibletrial.com/charity strike. Free audiobook download. Please do us all a favor and check it out. It'll be fantastic. Before we move on to football...
9! It's 9! Put that 6 in front of you.
Yes, number 9, everybody. Number 9. Best no-no of the year. And I'm not talking about the dirty kind of no-no. I'm talking about the baseball no-no. Josh Beckett against the Phillies.
Ooh, that was a nice no-no.
Yes. Clayton Kershaw against the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
It was spoiled by Hanley Ramirez, but still a good one.
Yes.
And Tim Lincecum versus Padres.
Yep.
Against the worst hitting team in baseball.
I mean, you did a nice thing by putting him even on here.
Just
kind of had to by default, right?
Yeah, he got a nice little courtesy mention there.
No of the year is
Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, of course. The most dominant no-hitter of all time. It's gotta
be.
And he didn't face the Padres.
He actually faced a halfway decent hitting
That's
team.
right.
Anyways, let's move on to foosball. More awards to come.
Facts. It's football nomenclature for when a quarterback is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, well, welcome to 50.
Yes, sir.
50 days as of today, Wednesday, July, 16th or something like that?
They lined it up just for this episode.
I did that on purpose. 50 days until kickoff of the NFL season.
I can't wait.
Until the beginning of the end for the rest of the league when the Niners take it off.
That's right. Levi Stadium. I'm so tired of just baseball right now.
Oh, I know. I need something else to start.
Besides the Target Field, then I'd be all for baseball.
I mean, I love the Dodgers and all that stuff, but yeah, I might need another sport to mix in there. It's getting a little rough. So anyways, 50 days till kickoff. We're getting there. The Saints, Jimmy Graham has agreed with a 4-year deal, $40 million, making him the highest paid tight end in history.
That's right, but the funny thing is, and I tweeted about this, Jimmy Graham's $10 million a year is still less than the franchise tag for a wide receiver that they get in one season.
Right.
So is he now admitting he's a tight end by taking only $10 million a year?
He must be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he lost the arbitration.
He did. He said he was going to appeal it, even though he was still going through the contract negotiation.
Right. You would think if you're going to appeal, you appeal and then you sign a deal.
Yeah, you would think.
You don't.
You're wasting
sign
your money.
Right. What are you going to appeal?
Lawyer.
You've already signed the deal as a tight end.
Exactly.
So
you dumb fuck.
Yeah, he'll be the highest paid tight end or the lowest paid wide receiver in history.
But he's still making less guaranteed than Vernon Davis. The best tight end in the league, I will tell
I'd
you.
say so.
You know why? Because he can fucking block.
I just wish he'd show up to camp.
He shows up in playoffs, and that's all that matters.
But he's not going to camp because he wants.
He'll be fine. He'll take what he's given this year. They'll renegotiate next year. He'll be fine.
I hope so.
He'll be fine.
Free agent Jermichael Finley.
Because Michael was not good enough.
No, strangely enough, he's white. He has a bit of a predicament. If he signs with he's coming off this neck injury. If he signs with the team, he's probably going to get very little money because there's very uncertain.
He might not be signed at all this year.
Right, a lot of uncertainty whether he can come back from this neck injury or not.
It's like the Daniel Bryan thing,
right? Yes,
is he coming back or not?
Yes.
Yes.
But he can take out a $10 million insurance plan on himself that he has If he doesn't play, I think it's sometime in October. Basically,
4 games into the season.
Yeah,
by 4 games in.
Yeah, if you miss a year and then 4 games in, you're not back yet. He can take a $10 million insurance policy out on himself.
If he retires.
Right, and then he can never play again.
Right.
But he makes that $10 million. Now, he could potentially make more, but there's a good chance he wouldn't make more, because what if he comes back and the neck isn't healed up? He'll probably come back to a $2 million deal. Something like that.
Yeah, someone that wants to just take a slight chance.
Like $2 million plus bonuses if he performs well.
He's a great player when he's healthy.
He is. So they'll probably do like a $2 million plus bonuses. Like if he achieves certain things, he'll get more money. But if he doesn't come back healthy enough and he doesn't achieve, and then he gets dropped at the end of the year and never gets re-signed, I mean, he's out, upwards of $8 to $10 million.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're Jermichael Finley besides change your name?
With the neck injury, God, I know fame of NFL is fun and gets to play with Aaron Rodgers if he resigns with Green Bay, but I don't know, take the money. Go to college, go back to college if you don't have your degree yet, or if you have your degree, go make money off that. And take that $10 million. Your neck is a funny thing. You don't want to fuck with it. So
I mean, quite honestly, you can live the rest of your life on $10 million.
I mean, Adam Copeland Edge had to quit because of that shit. So
rated R superstar.
That's right.
Yeah,
in his prime.
It was his prime. It's sad. Very sad.
Take the money.
Take the money, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, retire.
That's right.
It's the neck. If there's anything else, I would say come back.
Yeah.
It's the neck. You might not feel anything in one of your hands. If you can't feel that, you can't catch a ball, you're Dunsks.
Dunsk?
I'm shortening even Dunskies.
I'm shortening you.
I'm making it cool.
It's time for a little Tebow talk.
All right.
It's like we haven't heard this in a while.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Tim Tebow, everybody. Big news. He's bought a house in Jacksonville.
All right. That is huge news.
That is big news.
I can't believe it made headlines.
You know what's sad? There was actually like news stations that went out there and were like interviewing his neighbors. Like, oh yeah, this is great. This is great.
How do you feel? Do you feel like God is around you now?
God's up sky.
The funny thing is, I found this after signing out of my email, and then it shows like what's trending on Yahoo, and it was Tim Tebow. So I'm like, I gotta watch. I want to hear the song, so I gotta click on this and see if there's news. It was him buying a house. That's all it was. Trending on Yahoo.
Right.
What the hell?
I'm saying go play for the Jaguars.
That's right. Go
Jaguars
play
should sign
Jags.
him. They could use
sign it. Back up Bortles and have fun. Stare at his girlfriend's tits all day. The TCSP winning.
Oh,
Blake Bortles' girlfriend.
I'd give you the award for best backup quarterback ever if you got to sit on the bench and stare at Blake Bortles' girlfriend's tits.
That's
all day.
right.
Reigning TCSP Hot Chick of the Day Year Award. Lindsay Duke.
That's right. Lindsay Duke.
Lindsay, take a Duke.
That's with an A. Lindsay.
That is. But before we move any further, I think it's time for another award.
Oh. This is 10. A number you count backwards from to release some steam.
That was good. You made me laugh while I was drinking. I mean, super professional. Welcome back to the TCS Awards, everybody. We will now be handing out the award. Which one should I pick? For the most racist.
I wonder who it's going to be.
We actually have some good contenders in this one.
Okay.
We do.
Let's get them.
Nominee number 1, the Major League Baseball Black Committee.
Ooh, that is pretty racist.
As we reported earlier in the year.
The word black in the title.
I don't think that's the official name.
Which means only blacks are allowed, which I think is
No.
illegal, right?
It's their little round table they set up.
Okay.
To try and find more black people to play baseball.
Oh, that's
right. Literally what it is, and I just find that wildly racist.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Sterling. We know the story.
Maybe he'll win.
He's all right.
I don't know.
And NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR is very racist.
That's wildly racist.
Yeah, they are very racist.
Yes. And the winner, Donald Sterling.
Oh, my God. What a win.
We actually have him on the phone.
We got
ready
Donald Sterling
to accept the award. Donald, what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm not a racist.
Anything else?
I'm not a racist.
But you just won the TCSP.
Wow.
All right. Are you still there, Donald? I guess we lost him.
Oh, that's too bad.
All right.
Oh, still there.
He forgot how to hang up the phone now.
I think so. Those prunes are working their way through.
They are. When you're 80, you got it, man.
Old people like prunes.
It's got $2 billion. That's a lot of prunes you can buy now.
What can I say? Speaking of and taking in the butt, I think it's time for a little justice.
It's an end of justice.
Well, the latest in Hernandez justice, the judge has denied his request to throw out cell phone and security footage.
Right, because it's actual physical evidence.
Shit.
Why would I throw out physical evidence?
It's from the night of the most recent murder.
Right.
Lloyd Odom
The Lloyd
Jr.
Odom with the...
Is it bad that I can remember Hernandez's murder victim's
It's
name?
all over that news.
When's my girlfriend's birthday?
Oh,
when
is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometime. Once a year. That's when it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you know it's coming up sometime.
No, it's coming up all right.
Or it's in the past.
It happened, or is it going to happen?
Got her cake.
It happened, and it's going to happen again. It'll happen a few more times.
And you'll be there.
Yeah.
It's all that
For
matters.
now, at least.
You'll
know.
be there.
Yeah.
That day.
Totally. Whatever that is. Where's my phone? Anyways, so no shit they threw that out because that's good stuff. The Ravens cornerback Jimmy Smith was arrested for helping a girl puke.
Yeah, this is an interesting one.
This is a weird one. Apparently, he was at a club and some girl was throwing up, and he helped her, genuinely helped her to the bathroom, was helping her with her throwing up situation. And then paramedics got there because it got really bad.
That was kind of weird, but we're back in the club.
Thanks, Lily Island. Yeah. And when the paramedics showed up, they asked him to leave, or to back up so they could do their paramedic thing.
Kind of adamant to be there and helping her.
Yeah, my guess is he was into her and he was drunk and he's just like, no, I gotta be there, man.
She's gotta throw up and then she can suck my dick, man.
Yeah, man.
She really
I don't know when she turned into Tommy Chung.
She told me she's gonna suck my dick. I gotta be here for her.
Right, exactly. Puke and all. And so then the police showed up, but they said once they, arrested him, essentially, he cooperated. So I'm guessing nothing comes out of this. No charges.
Yeah, because it sounds like he was being a good person.
Drunk good person.
And obviously he was drunk, so he's not going to listen to the cops properly, right?
Who listens
he's
to him
in
on
a
his
bar.
own.
He's in a nightclub.
He's just having fun.
Getting a drink on.
Get a drink on. Drink a drink.
Good cops, man.
Yeah.
Buzz kill.
Seriously.
That's what, the 5th Raven, though, arrested this offseason?
Nevermore.
The downfall continues. Maybe they're going to take next year's SP or TCSP at this point.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
For most arrested team.
Yes.
This year, I think it'll go the
I
Lions.
think we got a nominee for next year already.
I think so. Titus Young. You know, when I first read the story, I was like, Titus O'Neil got arrested? I was like, oh, Young. Funny you do. Because as I read it, I was like, why doesn't it say WWE in here?
Right, you're like,
oh, Titus Young, he hasn't been relevant in a while.
Yes.
Yeah. He was arrested again for battery. He beat some people up. Shocking.
Man.
It was like 1 felony charge of battery and then like 4 misdemeanor charges.
This guy might beat out A-Rod next year for biggest ego. He thought he was too good for football, the Lions, and now he just keeps beating people up.
He's just apparently too good for everything.
That's right.
All right. Time for another award.
11. I got nothing for 11.
I was really waiting to see what you had for 11.
Rhymes with heaven.
Oh, nice. Well, these guys are running to heaven. This is the award for the best defection.
Oh, defectors, huh?
Yeah, not real football related.
Okay.
But, it's fine. Still a TCSP award, and the nominees for best defector: Brian Wilson.
Defected from the Giants, I think, is
down
defection,
to
right?
Los Doyers.
Yeah, Los Doyers.
If you say it in Mexican, then it sounds defective.
That's true.
Yasiel Puig.
Yeah, the
Cuba
drug
thing?
cartel,
Drug cartels
and turning on his friend.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
Living in Mexico.
Big deal.
Yeah. And finally, the Sox, Jose Abreu.
A good defection for the White Sox, but
yes,
not really talked about. So.
Not as violent and brutal as
right.
And the award goes to Yasiel Puig.
Oh, what? Yes, of course, man. The drug cartel and the turning on a friend thing. How can you beat that?
We've talked about this story. This story is pretty fucking intense. Like, wow.
It's right up there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's right up there with Hogan turning heel for the NWO as a defector.
Oh, yeah.
It's right up there with LeBron leaving Miami. What a defection. After already leaving Cleveland.
Right.
The double defection.
LeBron's a giver-backer.
He is. He's a nice guy.
I mean that bad way. You know?
Oh, okay.
Or a taker-backer.
He puts it on the girl's back?
Sure, why not?
And then doesn't give her a towel?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
He's like, reach it yourself, bitch.
Yeah. We only have one award left to give tonight.
Ooh, okay.
And I made it up during the break, so you don't even know about it.
Oh, good. I will be surprised.
But in the meantime, let's get dirty with it. See.
It was Sandusky, and I know it.
Oh, we get like the whole ring of songs.
It's not the TCS, but it's the old school intro.
199 is shaping up to really perform.
How good is 200 going to be?
200's got to outperform this show. This has been a great show.
Just-tastic.
When you walk on by, just make sure you pull up your fly. And if you go to pee, you know you better check for Sandusky, yeah. Screw the urinal, go to the stall, use a toilet bowl. And if you see a head peeking, then you know Sandusky's there and it's time to go. He likes boys' bodies. He likes boys' bodies. He likes boys' bodies.
His name is Mike. Oh, what?
I always forget how much I love the lyrics in this song.
They're so bad.
Use the toilet bowl.
So Matt Sandusky, one of his sons. They're all sons.
The adopted one that said he got raped?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be on Oprah.
He's going to get a free car and then pay taxes on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a car. You get a raping. You get a raping.
Guess who our guest is? Sandusky!
Yay!
Rabies for everyone.
Rabies for everyone. That's worse than scabies for everyone, yeah. Anyway, he's going to be in Oprah later this week. In fact, tomorrow, Thursday, by the time you guys listen to it, it'll be today or yesterday or 8 days prior. And they had a trailer for his appearance on the Oprah.
Trailer?
They wouldn't release a full clip, so they released a trailer. I love the trailer so much that I have to play in its entirety because it's very much like he's starring in an action movie, like the coming this Thursday.
The newest member of the Expendables.
Yeah, so here's the trailer.
Oprah Prime not to be missed. Thursday, July 17th. Matthew Sandusky, adopted son of child sexual predator Jerry Sandusky, breaks his 3-year silence.
You thought you were the only one. When did the manipulation start?
The worldwide television exclusive.
At bedtime, his ritual began.
Did the ritual happen every night?
Oprah and Matthew Sandusky on a special night, Thursday, July 17th, 9/8 Central.
First of all, is at bedtime the ritual began? Is that my latest new drop?
Yes.
I think it's going to have to be.
What was the ritual? Him praying that he won't fuck another child again after this one? And
Probably.
went to it.
Who knows? So that's the fucking epic trailer for Matt Sandusky on
God,
Oprah.
it totally was.
Coming this summer. Matt Sandusky is, no, don't stick it in my butt. The little boy that couldn't say no.
But I did.
Over and over. I sound like the gingerbread man from Shrek.
No, not my gumball buttons.
It's gumdrop.
Gumdrop buttons.
Not my gumdrop buttons.
That's my favorite part of Shrek. The rest I could do without.
Yeah. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Not the Muffin Man. It's very close to Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so watch Oprah tomorrow. Thursday, yesterday, a couple days ago. Depends when you listen to the show.
Yeah.
Not everyone's listening live. Just that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Oh
Jesus.
my God.
The TCSBs are pulling in the ratings.
They really, really are. More than the regular.
Announced that we're doing the TCSBs either.
Yeah, it was a last minute thing. Thought of by you. Look at you with the smart move.
Yeah, you know.
One last award of the night. The last award, number 12.
Episode 199 is the success. Thanks to the TCSBs. Let's do it again next year.
It's a good idea. We should. And the final, last and most important award of the night.
I'm surprised.
You are. The NFL team most likely to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, who could it be? Who could this be?
The Denver Broncos.
Peyton Manning.
Good, right?
Got him there last year.
Good.
Yeah.
The San Diego Chargers.
Ooh.
Hey, they've got Manti Te'o.
Is LaDainian Tomlinson back? Drew Brees back?
Manti Te'o.
Manti Te'o.
Manti Te'o.
And his spiritual lover.
Sure. The Green Bay Packers.
Not if they have to play the Niners, but okay. We like Aaron Rodgers.
The Seattle Seahawks.
Defending champs. Got to put them there.
Just by default.
Mm-hmm.
And the San Francisco 49ers.
I like that one.
It's a tough one.
I really like that one.
Why am I still talking like this?
I like that one. I like the last one.
You going with the 49ers?
I think so. Just based on how the votes have gone this whole episode.
Right. They've been very predictable.
I think the Niners are going to win here.
Let's see. The San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, my God. What a win.
What a win.
What a win.
Wow.
The Dodgers got one. The Kings got one.
The Lakers technically
got one.
got
a bunch. And the Niners. It's been a great show, a great TCS for the TCS.
Right.
All our favorites won.
Who needs the ESPYs when you have the TCSBs?
Very more entertaining.
More biased than the ESPYs.
Who would you rather hear sing, Drake or myself?
Easy. That's an easy one. I won't say it out loud, but that's an easy one.
Come on, they had to get Brian McKnight. I thought that guy retired a long time ago.
Run like a dream come true.
I thought he retired at the same time Dwayne Wade's knees retired. I want to poo on you. Is that R. Kelly's remix of it?
That's the R. Kelly Brian McKnight. Motherfucking remix.
It's my remix tape.
Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight, bitch. That's all we got. Thank you for joining us tonight for the TC ESPYs.
It made it very successful. Thank you, fans. The millions upon millions. 10
millions. Thanks to... I sound like an old man.
Yeah, the rock is old now.
I'm going to die any day now. Jabroni. Thank you to Phil from grumpunch.com for joining us. And a little realism and actual facts to the show. And you guys, please do us a huge favor. Join us for episode 200. It'll be, like I said, July 26th. As of now, it'll be the three of us, myself, Trigger Michael, and Midlife Crisis.
Is he actually? Oh, yeah, he is. He's going to show up at TCS Studios.
He
Something that's never happened before,
This
guys.
will be a first time, Midlife Crisis in the TCS Studios.
Yes.
The three of us plus guests and surprises and one fuck of an epic intro. That'll be our next show, episode 200.
And we're trying to land Hot Vadia for you guys.
We are working on Hot Vadia /
Ohadia.
Yeah, that's the Irish version.
Yes.
Her Irish alter ego.
She's letting the red hair grow out.
Top of the morning to you.
Yes.
Top or the bottom.
I wonder if the curtains match the
That's
trees.
what I'm saying.
But then she might shave the curtains. So.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
You mean...
I want to muff
the carpet.
Yes.
By the way, not the
carpet.
Yes.
I think I drank too much.
Same thing.
I think I drank too much.
Anyway, thecharitystrike.com, facebook.com/thecharitystrike. There's also details for the episode 200 event on our Facebook. At the Charity Strike on the old twat box. That's where you go. 805-419-3679. That's the number to call. The sex to text. 199 down. Probably 2 or 3 more to go. On that note, good night, everybody.
The first annual TCSBs.